You are now listening to Through the Fryer. Sit down, no shade, but phones on. You want something juicy to talk about, and I have something to give you. Here we go. Open Through the rest stay closed. Really, you don't have no windows. Hell, but it's okay too. I'm Super Saver. No. The ratings are back, and now we have 5 listeners. Listen, thank you for tuning in to Through the Fryer.
What's up, everybody? This is Justin Bass, and I am back with a award-winning podcast of Through the Fryer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Where have I been? So, it is exactly 4:12 a.m. in the beautiful Brooklyn, New York, where if you walked out into the sidewalks right now, a homeless person would be asking you for change, or you might step into dog shit. Either way, you're a winner, baby. So, I'm so happy to be back, and it's been a minute. Honestly, I don't do the podcast that much because I've just been very lazy. I don't care. I love myself enough to not care to do it, but I'm just lazy enough to also not care to remind myself to do it as well. So you put those two equations together, guess what you get? Taxes. And I hope that you do your taxes by April 14th, okay? So, but yeah, don't fret. The voice, me, I'm back. And I'm hoping that all my friends that listen to me, or that one random person named Joe who's driving his pickup truck to haul hay back to the farm, is like, yes, I'm so happy that he's back. Because, you know, this podcast, I feel like it's for everyone. And it's like an Oprah moment. And for me, it's a way to vent. But since I've been doing my personal therapy sessions with myself, I feel like I haven't had the need to vent on here. And a lot has changed since I've done my last podcast. So I think it would be great for me to just, catch you guys up and just to talk at 4 in the morning and not hopefully wake up any of my roommates. And if they do say shut the fuck up, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, I'm a singer now too. That's what happens when you move to New York. You're just not a dancer anymore. You're a singer, you're an actor, you're everything in between. And guess what I'm doing now? About to do this podcast. So, where have I been? What have I been doing? Let's see. I have honestly just been refocusing myself. I moved here. If you've been following this podcast, I moved here to Brooklyn in July. And it's been a feat. You move your whole life from somewhere you've been for 5 years, which is a long time. And you move to one of the hardest places in the world, I believe. And then you just get shook, And that's life. Like, you don't even have to move to experience that. You don't have to move to New York to have a moment in life where things just become very confusing. And for a young tenderoni at the age of 27, aka me, I'm excited to be in a new place. I'm excited to form new relationships. I'm excited to get my art out there. Like, a big, reason of me coming out here was to experience a different level of art. I like to categorize it as high art. This is not like high art like people on drugs, but like another level of art where people are fully invested in their craft. Even if you go take a bad class, the worst people are still the best because nobody's here wasting their time. And I have been experiencing that. I've been taking some awesome classes. I've been hearing some amazing people speak. And I've also seen some awful work as well. I was just at a show recently, actually, where I showed work. And my work was the shit. It was good. Then I had to sit through all the other work. And I'm not being objective. Like, I know where my piece stood. It was the bee's knees. But I go and I'm sitting through and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is painful. Like, now I'm in a place where the work can still be bad, but now the level of talent is so good. You get that? Like, some of the most talented dancers are doing some of the shittiest work. Because there's not a lot to go around here in New York. So I see a lot of really good dancers settling to work with anybody. And because they just want to dance, and that's why they moved to New York. But honestly, it don't make them look good. Because all they doing are the same penché, same kick, same step ball change, same triple pirouette, same jazz combination, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you're so interesting, but what you're doing is not. And I don't see myself buying a ticket for that. And I'm not going to make nobody buy no ticket for anything I'm going to produce if it's going to be the same thing they can go see down the street. I mean, it's so many different experiences here in New York that you can literally see different things. You have to, go look for it, but it's easier to find here. But one thing I've learned being here is, focusing on my own craft has been a thing. I feel like when I got here, I'm still seeing a lot of shows and I'm still experiencing it. But, just kind of reconnecting with my own art and what I want to do. Like, I did a solo performance, which I don't really care to put work on myself. And I told myself when I left Utah, I was like, okay, I'm not going to have that much money out the gate, and I'm going to have to invest and do my own stuff. And if you look down in the history of artists, artists are making things on themselves. It's a lovely experience to experience your own work, but it's a heavy drug because you get sucked into yourself and you sometimes can't see what you're doing. The videos don't encompass the energy that you're trying to project in your own work. So that's why a lot of dancers become choreographers and they want to make work on other dancers because they want to see their ideas come to life. But then you see it on other people and they get it and you want to experience what you had them doing. So now you want to be a part of it. So I'm in this place of choreographing and on myself and trying to bring new people into the fold because I don't have that many dancers here that I know. Because I don't work with people that I don't trust or I want to know. I'm really not interested in dancing with the best dancer. I'm interested in dancing with the best person. Because the best person can rise to the occasion to become the best dancer. The best dancer feels like they're already there, and I'm like, well, if your mindset is just to get it, then we ain't got nothing to talk about, okay? I'm looking for the journey. I'm not paying for rehearsal space. I am paying my dancers, but I'm not going to pay you to just walk into the room to ask me, what are we doing? Yeah, I'm going to come prepared. We're going to do something. But let's facilitate an environment where we're cohabitating for 2 hours, where we're playing around and we're bouncing ideas. I do love to choreograph. I do make about 99% of my own work. But I am in a process now where if we can't discuss what's happening in the room, if we can't talk about the nuances, real world issues, and let that, energy come into the vibe of the movement, if we can't just jam out and just feel goofy or laugh or take a water break and not feel like we're wasting time, then I just don't want to share the space with you. Which is when I got here, I took a lot of classes, and I haven't taken a dance class here in about going on 3 weeks, because the classes are great. I still do dance. I love dance. Actually, let me rephrase that. I am motherfucking dance, okay? So just because I'm not taking class doesn't mean I'm not dancing. I just chose to take a break, because I did it consistently, successfully for 5 years straight. And I moved here when a mindset was well, how can I carry that 9 to 4 dance energy into this new life? It didn't work like that. It's not going to work like that. And it was a lot of auditions, and they're great experiences. But once you throw yourself into the gauntlet, okay, once you go into the fire with flammable things, you just stand there, and everything around you is just roasting. And you start to look around and you say, well, maybe if I just made a decision just to walk out for a second, gather my bearings, and not just sit in the flames, come back and slay this shit and become the flame. I kind of feel like I had to do that. Like I had to step out for a second, see the fire, walk in and become it. And I think that's a lesson that it's great to be passionate about something, but passion does not prepare you for things, okay? Just because you want it, just because you love it, just because it's something you feel like you can't live without, that is not an equation to being prepared. There's work that has to be done. There's not just physical work, there's mental work that needs to be done for the mind, body, and soul, because you won't be able to sustain it. I'm seeing a lot of talent, people I do not know personally, people I see on Instagram, and people I see just socially. I'm like, oh girl, you look worn out. Like if I would have stayed on the track that you're on right now, I would have been like, fuck this. But I'm lucky enough that I was able to find myself suffering for art. And I was like, shit, this is not healthy. This is not good. So I took a step out and I was like, well, what is something I can do? And during this moment, I was being invited to choreograph, and I didn't turn any of that stuff down. I still showed work. I just showed a solo. Then I did a solo on myself. Then I got invited to show another work. So I'm still doing it, but I'm doing it in more control. But I'm noticing the people I'm around, and this can be anywhere you go. They're just assholes. Okay, people are people. And when you interact with people who they do have the capacity to see you, to understand your energy, and they don't, that's just not the room for you. I think the one thing that I can take away from the Broadway auditions was it was an experience I wanted to do. Yes, I got some callbacks. Yes, I didn't. But not even that. The room I was in, I'm around a whole bunch of people who are just, to me, they just ain't got no girth. Like, if they book this show, it's amazing. And let me tell you, if I booked the show, it would be amazing too. But if you're going to invest a good, I don't know how many shows they do. They do a show every day, 7 shows out of the week, the same show. If we're going to invest all that into one thing, and you're going to do that into a character, please tell me that you're going to have the opportunity to bring yourself to it. Because this idea to just book, it's become a thing, And honestly, moving here, that was on my mind. I just want to book. Like, I need to book this gig. Like, and I'm thinking like, well, Justin, you can. You keep showing up. It's going to happen. You're talented enough. You can do it. And then I'm like, you know what, but do I want to be doing this right now? Like, do I really want to be here right now? Like, doing this specifically? So I stopped showing up to those auditions because I was like, I don't really want to do it. I didn't want to. You get it? Like, if you're gutted, and this is different from like not wanting to do the dishes or doing laundry and stupid shit like that. This is like you actually taking your body out of a space and being like, I just don't want to be here. And I didn't. Now I've taken a break from it, and I don't know, like I would go back. I want to go back and audition, but I definitely want to be picky about shows I want to go do. Like, I'm kind of just interested in being a part of something that's just more than a 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm kind of just past that part of my life. Now, do I get something from those auditions? Yes. I get a class. I get to sweat. I rarely meet people because everyone's, in audition mode. And I get to see a different world. But I don't know. Like, I'm seeing all these people that are choreographers for Broadway. And they're making their way doing it by sticking to who they are and their craft. And people are seeing them doing them. Like, they're not trying to portray, anyone else. So I'm kind of like in this place now where like I'm enjoying creating. I'm like making work on myself. And I do feel like now, since I've taken a nice break off, that I can go ahead and jump right in. So I'm excited about that. I don't know what that it's going to be, what audition I'm going to go to, or what first class I'm going to go back to, since it's been a while. But I do feel ready, and I think me being in a place of ready is so much better than me being in a place of why. Because questions are good, but when you're constantly questioning why are you doing something, or why are you showing up to this, then you just don't need to go. There's no reason for you to be present. So I made that choice, and it's been going pretty good. Like, my brain, like, I feel like I've given myself a nice massage, and I feel well rested. Like, to feel well rested living in this city is a feat in itself, because you kind of have to look around, and there's so much hustle and bustle. But if you can breathe here, if you can get up and your schedule works, if it starts to feel easy here, just like your morning routine, then you have made it in New York. And then you get to put yourself back into that gauntlet, that energy, which is exciting, which is why people love being here, because you can manage it. Your expectations are you. You're not holding yourself up to these things that are not real. Like, it's a difference from being here for a summer program than actually living here for this is like my 8th or 9th month, and just persevering and paying your bills and getting up, walk, like these things, these normal life things that you're doing now in a bigger populated place. So yeah, I was exhausted, and it was good, because I'm happy I got myself into that space early. So now I can see the beep, beep, the warning signs, so I don't go back. So I don't know. It's good. So yeah, am I making it? Yes. Am I still here? Yes. Am I present? Very. And you can unwrap me and see that I feel really good, because I'm in a better place. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So if anybody asks me, Justin, what you've been doing dance-wise, I'm going to say listen to this podcast, because I don't want to explain it anymore, okay? Other than breathing and making it, I think another thing about living here is I've just been really getting into my own skin. Like, I really have just been finding a really great time just to invest in me and just see the Justin I want to be living in this amazing place. Like, and I'm good. Like, it's a good place to be. And I think you kind of have to just find out for yourself. Like, am I portraying myself, or what I want to portray, and how I want to carry that into my everyday life? I think you make these choices. Like, I am still in really good contact with my friends back in Utah, and I miss them dearly. But now I'm in a place where I'm like, damn, when I was there, Justin was different. Justin had a lot more support. Justin had a lot of love there. It was a lot. And then you start to notice that when you leave a place, you leave that last skin there, and people are still clinging on to that. And even I am. So it's crazy to feel myself evolving in a way, to feel myself experiencing these different things, to let go of a lot of stressful things that never even needed to be stressed about anyway. So yeah, that's been good. What else has been going on with me? Oh, well, when I took this 3-week thing off of dance, I've been going back and forth. I was like, I need to do something new. Like, I need to shift. I need to take on a new something. Like, I love learning new things. So I actually been working on getting my real estate license, and it has been going amazing. Like, funny enough, I looked into it because I'm a teacher now. I teach little kids, first graders, and they're super sweet. But then I'm like, I don't want to do this shit again after this year. I'm like, I need to make an income that can sustain that can cover that when I leave, because that's my plan. I don't want to teach forever. I think teaching is great. I just don't want to do it. And I know that I have an affinity for it, which is why I did it this year, and because I needed to pay my bills. So I was like, great, this would be great. I can teach these classes. I can teach 4 classes back to back of first graders and do a after school program, and they've been amazing. Like, I wrapped up with 1, and the kids were super sweet. And my last school I teach is tomorrow. On Monday. So it's been a journey, and it's been really fun. But like I said before, I'm in a place now where I want to invest in my own craft, and I'm really interested in making my own schedule. So I told myself, like, what is a lucrative way that I can make some money? What is a way that I can be flexible? So I started doing a lot of research in real estate, and I also hit up a friend back in Utah who's a real estate agent, and she danced with me back, and I was like, hey, how was this experience? Like, what are the good and bad? And she gave me the breakdown, and I was like, I think I can do this. Like, I feel like I can, work this out. So I started doing some research and looking at real estate brokerages or places here, and I ran into this one guy who had a really interesting ad where he was like, I'm looking for creative people to become real estate salespeople. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that sounds pretty chill. He was like, he wants dancers, musicians. Like, he was like, do you want to build your own schedule? And I'm like, okay. They always sell you this idea that you can have it all. And I'm like, okay. So I go to this meeting with this guy. He tells me, and he's like, hey, very chill. Like, so laid back to where, like, I was having a conversation with a turtle or some shit. Like, it was very interesting. He was just asking me, like, what do you do? Why are you interested in this? And he has this program where he helps set you up, because in order to get your real estate license, you have to do a 75-hour pre-licensing course. You can do it online, and it's required by the state. So he was like, well, you have to get the course done, and then you just go take your state exam. And then he was like, I charge a fee so I can take you under my wing, basically, and we do role playing. I teach you, just some training exercises, because you can't just go straight into real estate even after you pass. Like, you have to get your license, and you have to work under a broker, and then those are the people that supply you with, the listings, and you go out, get the people, they pay the broker, you get your commission. So we were just chatting about that, and I was like, you know what? And this is when I was in that moment of like, I think I want to do it. And I remember telling Marty, I was like, because I'm always constantly coming to him with ideas of like what I want to do. Like, literally, I'm like, I think I want to create a new thing of bread. And he's like, And I was like, I think I want to try to do a music video about socks, but avant-garde. And he's like, But this idea, I was like, you know what? I think I'm serious about this one. And I knew when I went to him about it, I had to come with some facts. And it was also nice to come with those facts, because I had to also tell myself, like, give myself good reasons to invest money into this. Because when you go into real estate, there are expenses that you have to cover, for yourself, travel and things like that. So I told him that I want to do something different. Also, my time teaching is coming to an end because the semester is about to be over. And I'm like, I need to find a way to make money, and I don't want to go back to working a normal job. I don't want to jump back into retail, that type, like clothes and stuff. I just don't want to do it. Like, even though I have the experience, I'm just not interested in doing that anymore. And I would be pissed if I have to show up at a certain time, because that's what I'm trying to get away from. So yeah, I go meet the guy. We have an amazing meeting. I show him some of my work, actually, some of my choreography. And then next thing you know, I just go back to his real estate place, his office, and just started. And I paid for my exam, and I just passed my pre-licensing exam, which is amazing. Because this fucking course is 75 hours, and I got that shit done in 2.5 weeks. Boop, boop. Okay, cue the sound effects. I'm not putting no sound effects in there. But just imagine, boop, 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 in the background. Because the test was 75 questions. This boy over here got 70 correct. Those 5 didn't matter anyway. But I passed that exam last week. And I was really worried about it, because you only get 2 chances to take this exam. And if you fail it after the second one, you have to do the whole 75-hour course again. So I was like, I'm about to fucking pass the fuck out of this, because I do not like wasting time. And that's another thing. I'm like, I'm not about to invest my own money into this and not come out on the other end profitable. Like, I want to do this, and I feel like I can do real estate. And another reason I wanted to do it before even meeting him was because when we started looking for a place in New York, we were getting hassled and also just disrespected. It is about the money. People are trying to make a check. And even the boss I'm working with now, he's like, well, don't work with this. And, you want to make money, which is why you're doing it. And, he makes money from us making money. And real estate is great in New York because there's so many properties and people are always moving here. And it's a lot of money in New York. So it makes sense. But I told myself that I want to work with people and I want people to work with me. So me becoming an agent, my philosophy that I want to go into it is that if you're willing to respect my time and you really want something for yourself, we can make something happen. There's not a lot of good people doing real estate. There's not a lot of good business people. At the end of the day, yes, I do have to pay bills. But at the beginning of it, I made a choice to do this job. And I want to be the artist, real estate guru. Like somebody who is, hosting open houses and having this moment of well, is your Zen connected with this place? Because I feel like you don't notice it yet, but your energy is leaning towards this room. Come over here. No. So I kind of want to be present. I just want to be a nice person in the industry. Of course, I'm going to run into people who's annoying and things like that, but I run into that when I get on the train every day. I kind of just want to be a different type of person that's working in the field. There can be nice people who help people find a home. So, yeah, and also the guy that helped us get this place, our agent, he was really sweet, very flexible. He was an artist as well. So that was very inspiring to me. So, yeah, I'm excited. I've been doing that, and I take my state exam on Tuesday. And after I take my state exam, then I get thrown right into there, and which is super exciting. So it's been a journey. It's been crazy, learning a new skill, being around different people, learning a new language, and another side of business, because all I've been doing is just art, which is amazing. But I was just talking to my friend Tyler. I was it's been nice to just learn something. And since I did the course online, you have to take a lot of quizzes until you get to the end. And it was just kind of nice just to hold myself accountable for it. And to be look, I need to pass this. And it's a lot of stuff in the course that you're not really going to use. But it's good to know. I know a coworker now, he just needs to pass the course to get his license. And I'm he's asking me, when do you watch the videos? Because it's all timed. I'm well, I do it when I don't have anything to do. I'm I gave myself a deadline. I'm I want to have this done by my state exam. And I did. So I gave myself 2.5 weeks to knock it out. When I was commuting, waiting for trains, I did it. And I literally invested time into it. I just didn't let the videos run. I took extensive notes. Because it had slideshows and stuff, because I was well, if a lot of stuff is on the quiz, and that's why I don't have to go and Google the answers and all that stuff like that. So, yeah. And this guy, he's actually not taking notes at all. He's just letting the videos run, and I'm just this is so annoying. But people gonna do it their own way. It is what it is. I'm if he wants to take the easy way and just not really take anything from the videos, it's good. I know a lot of the stuff we don't use, but it's information that you paid for. Why would I pay for a course and not reap the benefits of learning from it? So yeah, real estate has been going great, and I'm going to pass my last exam on Tuesday. Okay, the state exam. I'm very excited, and I'm gonna let the whole world know. But yeah, it's been exciting doing something else. And honestly, since I've really been focused on the course and getting ready for the exam, it's been a really good distraction, and it's really given me a reason just to do something else. I haven't just decided to stop dancing for nothing or take a break from it, which I have just taken a break. It's I've been able to focus on learning a new thing, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. So yeah, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. what's coming up next? I'm working on a trio that's coming up, which I'm going to be in. But honestly, I've been thinking about changing it to a solo project and just doing it on me. But I don't know what that means. I was like, damn, should I just create a 10-minute piece on myself? Shit, why not? So, yeah, I'm getting ready for a show that's May 4th. And I'll probably be working with the same girls if I decide to do my own thing. Fuck them. I'll do just me. We'll see. And other than that, yeah, I've been catching up with friends, celebrating people. I went out yesterday, and it was awful. It was for a friend's birthday. She's amazing. She's great, but the place was not my favorite. It smelled like a swimming pool. It is what it is. It was pretty busy, but we were celebrating a great person, so it made, it was worth it. And it's been a while since I've been out, and I was like, okay, let me get that drink. And I actually got home by 10 o'clock, actually by 9:30 to be exact, and I passed out. So I feel like I'm really managing my time. Like, of course, I still want to go out and, stay out late, but I'm really focused on just getting my career in real estate started, and then I'm actually really excited to get back into taking classes and, getting some new headshots, going back out there, and just, moving around. I am teaching 2 amazing adult classes. I'm teaching modern dance and hip-hop, basically exactly what I was teaching when I was in Utah. But these women that I teach for this modern class, they're like all over the age of 50, and they're amazing. Like, I subbed for a class, and they went to the director, and they were like, we want him to have his own class, and they got me a class. So I've been teaching for them, which has been really an honor because these ladies work hard. And that's the one thing is, like, I love teaching. But kids, it's a different experience. It's like a mixture of teaching and taking care of. It's a different energy. But when I'm working with adults, I can take the class with them, which is what I do. And I really get a chance to talk about the craft, and they get it. Little kids they're young. It's just what it is. So it's been nice. And I teach a little hip-hop class that is super basic, okay? But we get down with the 4 and 5 of us. And it's been really great. So I am in a good place. I'm living, I'm breathing. New York has not eaten me up and thrown me out. I'm actually taking a bite out of it, and it is yummy now since I'm in a good place. Like, everything is feeling good. And I'm happy to be doing this podcast. It's been a while. And just to be straight talking for 32 minutes is a very long time. But it's been really good. And I hope for the people that's listening, this was a good way for you to catch up with me. And if you are going through something, hopefully this is a good way to help you breathe, help you thinking about getting into your own skin. Exhaustion is normal. Being frustrated is normal. Taking a break is completely normal and valid. Just know or set for yourself a place to jump back on. You might have to take a break off the tracks to grab some water. We get it. But give yourself a destination where you want to start hit running when you go back. And you can start off with a jog. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking my time, and so I can do the long run, okay? I'm not trying to do 1,000,000 laps. I'm trying to do a nice, long, healthy lap around so I can experience everything that's going around me so it doesn't seem like a blur. I feel like since I've slowed down and reassessed, everything around me just smells sweeter. Everything. Like, I'm so much more appreciative and grateful for waking up and rising and naps and experiencing like simple things like a dog walk, like lighting a candle. Like, once you find that place, that balance for yourself, and even when you find it, you might not even be there. You're not going to be there forever, but you know where to go back to. You know where you can nest and just reassess. So yeah, find your woosah place. Zen it out. Okay? So yeah, thanks again for listening. This has been a great time catching you guys up what's been going on with me. Please share the podcast if you haven't. Talk about it. You can also let me know what you think about the podcast. You can hit me up on my Instagram. It's Justin B. Bass, B-A-S-S. You can send me an email if you want to at justinbassdance@gmail.com. Or you can, write a review. If you're listening to this on iTunes, if you're listening to this on Podbean, you can write a comment. Let me know what you think. What would you like to hear? Are my Oprah moments really Oprah enough for you? Would you like more talk? Would you like to hear a guest? I mean, I don't know who the fuck want to come and sit next to me at 4 a.m. I don't have a set time for this shit. But maybe, I've been thinking about maybe it's somebody I can ask, like maybe another artist to chat with. So maybe that'll be the next one, me reaching out. But, we'll see. Comment, share, like, all that good stuff. And if you don't do all that, just keep listening. And thank you for listening to Through the Fryer with Justin Bass. Bye-bye.